All right, Coach Ruiz, welcome back to the Coach Ruiz podcast. It's been like 2 years now, but I'm back for one episode, probably for like another year. So we'll do some introductions of who I got with me today. So first we'll start with Luis.
Luis, my name is Luis Primero. I trained with, I called him LT because he was my LT on deployment. He taught me about weightlifting. I also box, went to Texas A&M, and follow me on Instagram at Luis Primero _1. If y'all are into that, it's not as cool.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Mike Gutierrez. I was in the same platoon as Luis and Lieutenant Ruiz. Ruiz was actually my platoon leader for 4 years, and I'm going to UTD currently. And that's pretty much it.
And you play football?
Oh yeah, I did play football for a while.
All right. So obviously this podcast, it's a sport-related podcast with focusing on strength and conditioning, or if we have specific guests, we kind of talk what their specialties are about. So can y'all introduce kind of your background in not only sport, but whatever type of training that you do for that sport?
So my sport was boxing. I boxed in high school. I helped out at the Texas A&M Boxing Club. Shout out Noe if you watch this. And I still train boxing from time to time at Peña School Boxing here in Dallas. Strength and conditioning that I took from when I trained with Coach Ruiz, I took that to help me lose weight, and I became more of a power puncher. And I had just like the best conditioning. You know, I'm a little out of shape now, but you know, I used to have that.
So I actually played football for about 5 years, from 7th grade up until the end of high school. In that meantime, I also did powerlifting, track, soccer, basketball. So pretty much all sports. And then all that training I took from mainly football and powerlifting and track, I translated that over into the military, which was basically to get the fastest times as best as I could, as well as perform very well in certain exercises. Especially on our fitness test every year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first, I know they were calling me Lieutenant Ruiz because I was Lieutenant Ruiz at the time, but now currently I'm Captain Ruiz, just to make sure everybody is aware of that. And then second, so we're gonna start. you gotta make sure. I don't post military content no more like that, so just in case people don't know.
Well, I said I used to call him LT.
Yeah, people might not know. But so we're gonna start with boxing training. Like one of my gripes with just the fitness industry in general and social media is kind of the popular is bodybuilding, which is fine, it's cool. However, when people see like professional athletes do specific exercises in the gym regarding weightlifting, it's kind of the opposite of bodybuilding. A lot of people in the comments is like, oh man, you're not doing this wrong and blah blah blah. However, they don't understand that strength and conditioning is completely different from like general fitness and stuff like that. All right, so with boxing, in terms of the weight room or just a regular workout where it's not boxing itself, kind of like what are the things should you be doing as a boxer?
In the weight room?
Yeah.
Specifically? It's always great to build your strength. So, you know, as long as you do like the 5 compound lifts, you know, deadlift, bench press, squat, pull-ups, and what's the last one for 5?
You said squat, deadlift.
Shoulder press.
Yeah.
Military press. The military press, or the French press, I think it's called as well. As long as you're doing those, it helps a lot to translate power, mostly with your legs. Now, like what we used to do is always the sprinting or the bands that we used to do. We never did a lot of heavy weight when it came to squats, unless we were just trying to go for a PR. But that kind of stuff, that's what brought your power out there. The shoulder press was great because it also helps with that conditioning, you know, keeping your hands up the entire time. Build little shoulder pads, as you can see right here. And what else? Bench press, more power, you know, with your triceps. You know, you got to push your opponent sometimes, do some punches. But it was, I don't know if you guys saw when Gervonta Davis was training, like he's out here benching like 160. It makes it, whenever you see a bodybuilder, it's like, oh, it's Gervonta Davis, he's only benching 160. You gotta understand, the guy fights at 130, but he has that knockout power. So that's what he does. He does a lot of the hexagonal. He does a lot of the hexagonal deadlift, the trap bar.
Oh yeah.
He does that. But he does it lower, so he's building that explosive power along with it. A lot of the power jumps too, the squat jumps. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Yeah.
You ever heard of complex training?
No, but you're gonna tell me about it.
Yes. Okay. So complex training it's a thing that the Russians used to do a long time ago, like in the '60s for the Olympics and whatnot. It's a heavy compound lift, supersetted with some type of plyometric that's similar to the lift that you just did. So an example could be a super heavy squat and then like boxing person, right? So with that super heavy weightlifting exercise you just did, your central nervous system is activated and whatnot, and you're pretty much primed. And in the best time to do like a plyometric, like a jump or a sprint or something, right?
After that compound,
right after that, and you're getting the most out of that lift or that exercise because you just lifted that and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So they've been doing that since the 60s. It's been incorporated with every other country now, and also the Bulgarians as well. And then also it's been refined and whatnot the past, like, when I think of 60 years, I still think of like 40 years, but it's longer than that now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. But it's been refined and whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of that kind of training too. Whenever we were working out a lot together, we did do a lot of those, like the box jumps, or right after we did squat, or we would do that to warm up right before the squat, activate those muscles.
Yeah. So all those things help out in the strength and conditioning world and the way you lift. I know a lot of athletes, when they're lifting weights, they try to lift it as fast as they can, especially on that concentric part of the lift, which is, it makes sense. And the one other thing that kills me when I see comments and whatnot for that is you're only seeing like 10 seconds of that workout of an entire like 12-week program.
Yep.
So you have no idea what they did before and after. Like they're specifically for that workout, that rep, that set, that day, they are focusing on that. So that's why they're doing that. You know what I'm saying? It kills me. But anyways, with boxing though, in the what kind of split is there? Because you're not going to lift every single day and then have a boxing workout every single day, right? Or you could.
You could, but it's not ideal because then you don't recover as fast. What I used to do back when I was training heavily, I would go lift weights in the morning and then I would go box in the evening, kind of like what we did when we were deployed, because that's what I found it worked for me for my conditioning. However, I do see most people maybe they do boxing 5 times a week, but they'll do strength and conditioning probably about 3 times a week. So they'll go lift weights and then they'll do, a lot of what are those exercises called, bro? When you got like your dumbbells, a lot of lunges and stuff like that. It's kind of like CrossFit training, but it's just mostly conditioning work.
HIIT.
Yeah.
They'll do HIIT training. I mean, boxing is basically all HIIT training, but a lot of them incorporate that into like their strength and conditioning. So do that three times a week, and then you box 5 times a week. You should be good like that. If you need to focus on something else, you want to build more power, or you want to build more conditioning, you're obviously going to run more. Running is key. That's usually the split that they would do for boxing.
Yeah, I would say that's true for all athletes. Like the regular bro split you see is like, I'm gonna do chest today and legs the next day and like back and shoulders, whatever. But really, for any athlete, the split isn't like body parts. It's the type of work that you're doing that day.
Yeah.
Like heavy sprint, plyometric day, weight training day, and so forth and so forth.
Unless you meet some old school boxing coaches, it's like, don't lift weights. They'll tell you not to lift weights. Okay. Yeah, like my boxing coach would tell me not to lift weights.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I was like, I gotta fight heavyweight, bro. I need some little bit of mass.
There's too much research out there now of the importance of lifting weights.
Yeah, but not heavy. I guess he didn't want me to do heavyweight lifting because he said that big muscles slow you down. I disagree with that. The research says no.
You're gonna get slower muscles by lifting lighter and doing more volume than lifting heavier and and less volume.
He was cool about don't do any long distance running. He said it's good, but don't do it. He said focus mostly on sprints. And the thing with Hector is he was a pro in the 70s. He was undefeated, 15-0 for a while, and he never did long distance runs. It was just sprints. And he also had some power. Even as an old man right now, he still probably knock a couple dudes out.
I was always told, like, especially in football, just focus more on explosiveness when it comes to your wrist.
Yes, it is.
Because especially that's important, especially when tackling.
Yes.
And I'm sure the same thing with boxing, because you just want to, like, just the way you turn your hips, you're just the way you turn your hips, you're putting more power into those punches. So having explosive hips, especially during certain workouts, definitely helps with that, I think.
I agree.
But that's something you'll probably know more than I do.
I will say for younger athletes though, or even elite athletes, there is phases to whatever sport you're playing. Like if football season just ended yesterday and I'm gonna start working out, I would be lifting like a bodybuilder like today for like a month or so. Yeah, there's a time to do things. I shouldn't be lifting like that a week before the season starts. Shout
out the off-season workout, which I still do. I still do the off-season. Every time I go to the gym, I'm on week 2 of the off season right now. Just if he's still selling his workout program, I would say do it, but that's on him.
Yeah, just DM me and then I'll sell it for like $20.
Nah, the I think it was the Special Forces one, or I don't know which one. I think it was Special Forces. I hit you up a few years ago about it. Like basically, it's like a lot of reps and 45 sets per. I was like 45 sets with a lot of reps.
That one was just like building conditioning. There's a lot of really spending endurance with that one.
Oh man, like so during that time period during COVID, I got up to over 225 pounds.
Oh wow.
Damn, bro, you were fat.
yeah, a little bit. Like
I say as a dude that weighs like 250 right now.
The gut was sticking out. That was for sure. But after about 2 or 3 months in that routine, I was back down to 190. And yeah, I was.
It was a lot of endurance.
Yeah.
I did that workout for about a
myself.
week. I trained a few people with it, like when we were doing conditioning, like at work after boxing. After boxing, that's what. So when we were doing the conditioning after boxing, I had a lot of people do that as well. A lot of that muscular endurance stuff, just because help build up conditioning. Because you got to stand in the ring for a while, or you got to hit a punching bag for a while.
I do personally want to learn a little bit more about a tactical athlete for strength and conditioning. There's actually there's a couple of programs out there, but also one of the Cal Dietz, one of the strength and conditioning coaches that I like a lot. He has a book on triphasic training, and he has a book specifically on the tactical athlete and using triphasic training. I want to get that book and read it and like it's kind of what I've seen from most tactical athletes and how they work. It makes sense, but in reality, as an actual tactical athlete, like really in combat, it's unpredictable. You're not going to be 100% healthy. So it's like, how do you train around that? How can we do that?
Even like when we were rucking to when we have to ruck to a mission, dudes roll their ankles. They can't sprint as fast because of that, or they just have a little bit more weight on them just because they have more gear or whatever. They're just not used to. It's the unpredictability about it.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to dictate the program or the workout program when it comes to the military. I mean, but then again, like back then, the military was more focused on
running.
Yeah, more just running and conditioning. But things have changed now. BMI has just changed in general. So I was like,
we still use BMI though.
Yeah.
That's why Alex was the best leader. He could run the fastest. That was.
That's what.
But yeah, no, like it was mainly based off strength or mainly based off conditioning. Now I'd say more people are bigger. Like kids today, they're coming out pretty damn strong, especially out of high school, and especially when they're going to the military. Like we should be focusing more on strength and conditioning.
More athletic type training, not just running. Which actually, I don't know if you want to include this in the podcast, where we were talking about how the more Europeans are getting drafted into the NBA because they focus more on the fundamentals. Even though the American athletes are stronger, they dunk, they can run up and down the court, but they don't have those fundamentals like the Europeans do. That's why, bro, I don't remember who it was. Somebody on ESPN, on SportsCenter, he was talking about, look, these kids are way better than they were 20 years ago, 10 years ago even. They're stronger, more athletic, but they can't play as well as the Europeans.
Also, from what Luca has said, he said
it's harder to play in Europe.
It's harder to play in Europe because this field is actually smaller. So, and they're playing in a tighter field, and the crowd over there in Europe is just it's hostile. Like we think we're hostile. No, European crowds are very hostile.
We diverge.
It makes sense. And like the Army in general, it has kind of gotten away from that a little bit since they
started combat fitness.
Since it's been doing the research and it became official. Like even like, so I'm going to a master fitness trainer in like 2 weeks or whatever. It's not even called a master fitness trainer anymore. It's called Health and Holistic Fitness Integration Course because it's more specific. It's more about integrating the correct techniques in order to be a U.S. Army soldier. Yeah,
because you're more of the best way to be athletic in the military, basically more of like a CrossFitter. It's kind of like that. Kind of, sort of. You're more of a functional athlete. That's what it is. That's what the word I was looking for. You're a functional athlete.
Hybrid athlete.
Exactly. You have to lift heavy when it comes to lifting. Obviously, you got to lift equipment. You got to lift your buddy, whatever it is. But then you can also run because you got to run to the next point or whatever it is.
I said the 2 miles shouldn't be on the test though. It should be like a 1 mile at least.
1 mile.
The Air Force does that.
Yeah. Well, they've been doing that.
Air Force started making sense.
Yeah.
But also the physical test isn't that physical.
Yeah, it's like 1 minute of push-ups, 1 minute of sit-ups, and 1 mile run.
So I agree with the Army getting away from that and doing what we're doing now. But I also do agree like the logistics of it is ridiculous. How long it took to get to where we're at. We used to have to be able to do just one leg tuck. Now it's a plank for like 2 minutes and some change.
Wait, so with the ACFT, I was like, so I know things have changed, especially the last couple of years that I've been in. Would you say the ACFT fits more with what we should be going towards, or?
Yeah, it does.
I would say for infantry-wise, especially,
it's
great.
Yeah.
I would say overall, even other jobs, absolutely. At one point, they had what it was the heavy, light, and medium like score system. Like your MOS determined like what your minimum need to be. I think they should have kept that.
They took it away?
Yeah, they took it away. It's all standard.
I was like, no, they should have kept that because infantry needs to be the highest of standards, definitely. Or combat MOSs, for sure.
Exactly.
And then, obviously, non-combat MOSs, they definitely don't exactly require it.
I agree.
Except mainly Cooks kind of Cooks and field logistics. They kind of do.
Cooks, medics, they should do the same too.
Yeah, because they're with us out there whenever.
Yeah, that's true. And you have like certain like a transportation company or something. Technically, per IMTO, you have in the transportation company, you have gunners that are qualified on the 50 cal and mark 19s and whatnot. because those are supposed to be mounted on their vehicles.
Yeah.
National Guard, you don't see that too much.
Yeah.
Actually being utilized.
Yeah,
So.
because they're heavy.
Yeah. Yes, and this past year we went to XETC, and our transportation company they didn't get anyone qualified on the weapon systems that they were supposed to, so they called my company to have security for them. I think we would do that already, even if they did have people qualified, but just the fact like, well, I only have 2 Humvees for you, which means I only got 2 guns for you. Y'all ain't got nothing. Like, if you wanted to have any type of weapon systems to use, y'all would have to dismount, which is not what we want to do.
No, it's definitely not ideal.
Yeah,
especially if we're not combat west.
Just a disclaimer: I haven't been in the military in like 4 years now, so I don't keep up with any of that.
True.
even 2 or 3 years now, it's still it just changes so like all of it just changes so quickly.
Yeah. The weapon systems are changing. We got the new designated marksmanship rifle now. Like National Guard even got it now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like our scouts were using it just the past 2 years, but it's just been the scouts. So.
Damn, we're changing from fitness to military. We should do a this is your wheelhouse anymore.
I know. All right, well, let's transition in. Let's talk about our training that we did on the deployment, specifically just the training. All right, during the deployment.
Deployment training or during deployment?
During deployment, physical training during deployment.
Okay.
So so if you don't know, deployments now, or even back then, it wasn't. You could still have combat deployments, but it wasn't like remember like the Coronado Valley and stuff like that. It wasn't. You're not in a cave for like a whole year. You know what I'm saying? We have established bases, and if you're gonna go outside the wire and do something, you're gonna do that for however long and come back, and you'll have pretty solid base security. Your base might get attacked, but it's not like super crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, just outside comment. If you have a lot of veterans that watch this, gonna be like, man, what?
Who are these fucking puppets?
But with that being said, and a lot of deployments, a lot of people use that time to like really work out, because that's like the only thing you have to do.
Yeah.
So,
you better fucking work out.
Yeah.
We worked out like maybe 3-4 times a day sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
we did
crazy.
like 4 workouts a day.
Sometimes it would be crazy because that's literally all you have to do.
So, like when I was in I don't know if I can say this mission. I say during this specific mission.
You can say I was at this location.
Yeah. So I was in a specific area in Africa, and they had a weight room, but that weight room was it's probably only maybe 100, 200 people there, maybe, but it was mainly filled with the special guys, and also like people who weren't on shift. So at 3 a.m. so actually my squad leader over there, he would make us get up at 3 a.m. because our shift was it was at 3 or 4 a.m. So 3 or 4 a.m. we had to be up because at 5 or 6 a.m. we had to be up in the towers. So we would get up at 3 or 4 a.m., do our PT, which was just basically running around the little fob, and then afterwards it'd be I would work from like 6 to 2, 6 to 3ish, somewhere around there. And then as soon as I got off, I would just run the little fob again. But I was like, the weight room was basically occupied
The entire time.
Yeah. So
For the entire 9 months, we were deployed specifically in Africa. Dude, we worked out every day. We would do the off-season workout. We were basically so we would wake up. We would do our PT, which was usually more of like a run-focused one. Is what you always made the plan for.
I think so.
You do a lot of running because the dudes were hitting the weight room anyway. So you figured if they can go run. So we did that. Then we would go lift, and we would you, me, and Lindbergh. We would always do. We would do splits, like the bodybuilder splits. We did chest and tries, and we did shoulders, and back and biceps, and legs. And then we would box in the evening because you were trying to learn how to box at that time. Yeah, so we did all of that. Just specifically, it was that bodybuilder split, but we did it more of it was more like athletic training is what it was. We weren't too focused on going heavy. I mean, our numbers went up like regardless. Like I did my best PR chest press over there, and it was 245 at that time. But we could have done more. We could have just as easily done more weight at the time, but we stopped there. Same thing with squats. We got up to like 300. I remember we could have done 315, but we didn't want to just because we didn't. Well, really, we didn't want to be sore. to go run. And then the boxing, we just focused mostly on fundamentals. We didn't really do conditioning or anything like that, like long running. We would do, jump rope, hit the bag, do mitt work, and then that was it. And then you and I would always go running like before that. Like we did 3-4 miles almost daily while we were out there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was like a 5K every day.
I think we maxed out at 3 miles. Like we didn't go any further.
Yeah, no, a couple times we did 4 miles. Yeah, because we timed it because we were running the 5Ks a little bit over 3 miles. We were running them like in 21, and then sometimes we would take about 26, 27 minutes, and that's when we hit the 4 miles. But we were like hybrid athletes on on crack. We were doing it all, and then we would do company PT, and then you had those old school that what was, I don't even remember his name, but we would do jackknives and just the old school training, which I didn't care for personally because I thought they didn't do anything for
They
us.
call it stuff though. It's like the CD1, CD2
Yeah,
and stuff. Like
I
that.
think those are kind of
drill 1, conditioning drill.
Yeah, I didn't like those because it felt like we weren't doing a lot of work.
But I gotta refresh my memory on FM 7-22. But I think like that type of stuff is still in there.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be more like a warm up.
Yeah,
The way he would do it, he would make it like a workout. Just I don't know, it's because he's old school.
So
he was super old.
You know what? Still basic training workout I still do, even 8 years later. 60-120.
Oh, yeah,
those are great, bro.
Those are
Yeah,
fucking
those
fantastic.
I do those on the treadmill because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
I start with 30-60s first, and then once I build up a little bit, then I go to 60-120s, and then I get to a certain point, and then I go back to 30-60s, but make sure I do it faster than I previously did.
I will point out those are some of the best work for boxing. Like conditioning wise, that is the best.
Any type of interval training is ridiculous.
Or even out of shape, 30-60s. 30-60s straight out of shape. Oh, like you haven't worked out in a month, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
long.
bring it in there.
Just run for a little bit, and walk for a little bit, and run for a little bit.
I did those for about a week. I did it 3-4 times in 1 week. The next week I was able to spar like a good 4 or 5 rounds, even though I hadn't sparred in like 6 months. Like it helps out. It helped out a lot. Of course, my experience helps out just because I know when to tire myself out, when to not. But just to be able to stand in the ring for like 5-6 rounds while you're moving around, blocking, throwing hits. I don't know if you know this. When you get hit, you get tired too.
No.
You get really tired. Yeah. Being somebody's punching bag.
One thing about all of the deployment workouts, which is key, actually, is the nutrition, because all of the food is pretty much free.
Yeah.
So I know I was at that location for like 2 days, and I know that their food was, I would say, overall better than.
Food was fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh my god.
Wait, at that one place,
Yeah.
not where we were at, but at that one
Yeah,
place.
that one. Oh my god, the food there was just.
It was
It was on point.
It was
So we had locals cooking us food, and man, and they even cooked the tamales for us, bro.
Really? They did tamales?
They had it. They did a good job. I'll just say that. And but man, the food there, like it's what you need. But the food, just the way they cook, I guess, because it's less regulated, because you're in the middle of nowhere. But the food there was just fucking fantastic. And then when we got back to our main location,
I miss that main location food
Yeah.
because it was so easy. You just show
Yeah, it
up,
was so good,
grab your plate, eat as much salad as you want, or eat whatever fruit you want.
No, the variety was good.
That's honestly why I think that's why I lost so much weight. Not because we were working out so much, just because I didn't have access to like the food we have here. It was as convenient as hitting up a drive-through here, but it's healthy food.
Yeah.
It was healthier food,
sure.
and it was just prepared rice, meat, vegetables. Boom, go ahead.
And
Better
then-
than Chipotle.
Hey, but fools are still spending $100 on fucking Pizza Hut and
no, I forgot
Subway
about
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I forgot about Pizza Hut.
One day I bought Subway, and someone ate my sandwich.
It doesn't. I'm saying this, that Subway and that Pizza Hut don't sit well with their stuff.
Oh, the convenience of having the chow there, just because you could walk in whenever, and it was healthy food. I think that's the thing I miss the most, bro.
Yes.
Like I wish I could just walk into my kitchen, have food prepped already.
Yeah.
But you can do meal preps. But I'm just saying, if you walk in,
and it's like
Still-
it takes like every Sunday I meal prep. It takes me a couple hours. But
Exactly.
Food is getting more expensive nowadays.
yeah.
It's
And what I do is I cook a big meal, and then I'll have leftovers for like 3-4 days. That's how I guess that's how I meal prep, and it's usually rice, meat, and veggies because it's quick and easy to put together. But damn, man, just the convenience of having a nutrition program like that.
Yeah. And I think obviously that's the most underrated thing, like of all of not even just strength and conditioning, but fitness in general. It's more of what you're eating, determined on your performance and how you look, if you want to like look good or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's the majority.
Like you can honestly never hit the gym. Just walk maybe a little bit more. Just eat less, and the weight just melts off.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. There.
Honestly, I think about where we live too, because you have to drive everywhere. We can't just walk.
Oh, that too.
true.
We were walking
Yeah,
everywhere when we were
yeah.
deployed.
Like-
You would hit your 10,000 steps by like 10 in the morning.
If we're in Europe, New York, or certain parts of California, we'd be able to walk where we need to. But here in Texas, you have to drive everywhere, so you don't exactly get to walk, get on a train or a bus, whatever, and then walk to your next location.
Yeah. Well,
Well, you can.
yeah,
but it
going
just
to work,
takes-
like if I'm going to work or something, but like
No.
I could easily, the Walmart is within solid walking distance. If I wanted to shop at Walmart and get all my groceries there, I could do that.
Yeah.
Mine is like 5 minutes away driving. It's about 10 minutes walking. But
Yeah.
if you want to walk especially in this disrespectful heat, bro, just walking outside all sweaty already. I did one time during the it snowed last winter, and I wanted to get out of the house. So during my lunch break at work, I walked because I used to work from home. I walked from the house over to Walmart, picked up a couple things, and came back, and it took me like less than an hour. But imagine that, and that was in the snow, so it wasn't too bad. I was warmed up while I was walking, so it wasn't cold. But in this heat stroke, you die.
Yeah.
And then, actually, me, I'm kind of lucky because both the schools I go to, they're actually,
You're on the train.
yeah, they're on the train line. So I just take the train if I want to, and then also the bars are down the street. So,
Bro, you're gonna do a lot of editing because we're just talking now.
Well, we can go to our last topic.
Alright.
Football.
Hell yeah.
The football season.
Hell yeah,
all,
brother.
all y'all are Cowboys fans. We're in Texas. We're in Dallas specifically, but Cowboys trash. Just to let you know that.
Alright, fuck
All right, but what? So I do follow NFL a lot, obviously, but I follow the 49ers mostly. So from a Cowboys fan perspective, what have the Cowboys done this offseason?
I'm gonna say it. We're all in. We're all in.
Yeah, this is all in.
We're all in.
Yeah, this is all in. It's all in season. So basically, we signed nobody, and we signed anybody important. So we're definitely all in this season. Right now, so mainly fuck Jerry Jones. That's mainly the biggest
We
thing.
can't say that, bro.
All right, so mainly disregard Jerry Jones and his.
CeeDee Lamb wants more money. He's
So-
performing, but he wants.
all right, so
he's holding out.
here's my thing. It starts from the top down. Literally, if all your problems could have been solved if you would have re-signed everyone months ago or even years ago. Dak Prescott, initially, he said he wanted $35 million. Guess what? Since you waited, now you had to pay him $45 million per year. Even then, even the salary cap doesn't exist. Like, people need to stop with that notion because the Eagles pay more than anybody in the league. And so does San Fran. But guess what? They still have constant talent all the time. And even then, if you actually re-signed Dak and CeeDee, if you would have re-signed him months ago,
Or a restructured deal at least or something.
if you would have extended them for another however many years, you actually would have saved over $40 million cap space. Because if you would have extended them both, guess what? Now you have over $40 million cap space, which you can put towards Micah Parsons. Because Micah Parsons is gonna have to get paid very, very soon. Now he's gonna.
How do you feel about Michael Parsons though? That they say he's a nuisance in the locker room.
Oh, I'm gonna
With
say
that,
this.
they say that about him. I think he's a great leader personally, but
I'm gonna say this. He's. How can I say? I feel like he's similar to Luka in a way. Like he cares about that. Like he cares about football, but he also cares about himself. I guess you can say. That's kind of how I felt about it.
Cowboys should have signed Derrick Henry. All right, they should have signed it. Derrick Henry wanted to be a Cowboy, and he didn't want to.
I don't know. I'm just tired of the politics Cowboys have, because it's still the good old boy system from Jerry. Thankfully, he got most of those people out, but
I wouldn't say that about football. Don't say good old boy system.
I'm gonna say this: Kellen Moore is now gone, so that was the main thing I was happy about.
But they haven't done any. They didn't make any moves this
No, they didn't
offseason.
do anything.
People holding out.
And Dak Prescott's in the boot.
Oh, yes?
Yeah,
Oh.
I just found out about it. Picture of him in Cancun or in
Yeah, he
Mexico.
would be in Cancun.
Did he have like
right now.
surgery or something, maybe?
I
Probably?
don't know. He had surgery last season to fix it.
Yeah, he's had like a leg injury consistent.
Okay.
Well-
Is there anything in specific that you want to talk about aside from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
offseason
Well-
moves?
Oh, whatever. That's all organic.
That's all organic.
Uh,
I mean, the Skip Bayless said it best. All in, comma, my ass. they really aren't doing anything, bro. And it's been like this for 30 years.
yeah.
I had this past January when they lost against the Packers, and I put something on Facebook. I updated my status like, dang, another heartbreak, another season. A 10-year memory popped up the next day from high school saying the exact same thing. Win, lose, or
shit,
tie,
wait,
Cowboys
was
fans.
it the Green Bay one?
Yeah, this last
2014?
one. No. It was 10 years. It was that one, and then I got another one from like 2011 when I was in high
shit.
school.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys has just been breaking my heart. I told my girl, dude, that I'm more loyal to the Cowboys than I am to her. And then she said, "Why? They break your heart." I said, "So will you, but you will leave. They won't."
Since I work in Frisco, I see Cowboys like all the time because Jerry Jones like kind of built Frisco pretty much.
The Star.
Yeah, we play at the Star. That's like one of our home fields for the school I coach at.
Yeah.
And I do see Cowboys that live there, and just they seem like regular people. It doesn't seem like anything special is happening.
Like I can even say the same thing about Dak. I met him a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I can't say where exactly, but actually meeting him, I was like,
Is that a club?
no. Where I used to work at.
He'll edit it out.
Yeah.
Say it, but,
No, so where I used to work at, because they're based on client confidentiality.
Yeah.
So, but meeting him, I was like, hey man, you actually got to come inside. You can't do this transaction through this side of
the business.
of the
Yeah.
business. So I was like, you actually have to come inside. So he comes inside. There's a long line. He's actually willing to wait.
Oh, okay.
And then I just talked to him, like, in the meantime. And during that time, he actually just hurt his calf against the New England Patriots, where he threw a game-winning touchdown. So I just talked to him. I was like, hey man, what's up? How's it going? I was like, hey bro, good job. Great game, because that was a fantastic throw he threw. That was a fantastic pass he threw to score the game winner. And then he told my coworker, oh yeah, my calf is fine. like nothing I should be worried about. And then a week later, that's when we found out. Yeah, he wasn't gonna be playing the next game. That's when Cooper Rush started for the first time, and he scored the game. Or then he threw the game when he passed to CeeDee Lamb against the Vikings.
Yeah, because I guess he can't tell people that he's hurt.
Yeah.
Or just regular.
Well, honestly, I think based on what I saw after, because Dak shouldn't have came back for another 3 to 4 weeks based on his performance. Again, especially against first it was the Vikings, then it was Denver, then Atlanta. Dak shouldn't have came back for at least 3 to 4 weeks. And then just the way during that time period, just the way Kellen Moore was calling plays, just definitely didn't help the offense out.
Yeah, bro, you picked the right guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. For the 49ers, though,
Are they all into?
Almost.
I feel like the same thing.
We're a little bit smarter with our money, but also the biggest thing we've had this offseason is trying to get Brandon Ayuk signed, and we just haven't done that. Reason why we had like money offered on the table, that's good deals that he was willing to accept, but then a receiver would get signed for more, and like, well, I'm better than this guy, so wants more money. And right now it's kind of standstill. I don't think the deal would get done anytime soon, and the only way that any progress is going to be made, in my opinion, would be to have to just trade him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think.
Jam to the Cowboys.
Yeah. I think the top teams is the Commanders and the Steelers.
Yeah.
You go to the Commanders, bro. Like, the Commanders are nothing.
Well, they have Dan Quinn. And
They're making moves.
It's basically the old Cowboy staff on the Cowboys.
And the quarterback, Jane Daniels, he played with Jane Daniels in college when they were both at Arizona State.
Yeah.
So they have history with each other.
But even then, they're still a young team. Dan Quinn's a good coach, but I don't know how that's gonna turn out. But also, Dan Quinn, from what I heard, especially from certain players, kind of shady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, full transparency, I was rooting for Taylor Swift's boyfriend during the Super Bowl, and I'm glad they won. Just by the way, you can put hashtag Taylor Swift in there, so that way it comes up on the For You page.
Whack.
That's trash.
You were there. You were there at the Super Bowl party. I was like,
we're at Super Bowl
I don't even care
too.
about these teams, but Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah.
What's the predictions for the season?
Super Bowl, baby, all the way. It's our year, our time, bro.
It's our year.
Let's go Cowboys.
Let's do it. But reality, I'm gonna be honest. NFC side, it's gonna be the same 3 teams, same 4.
Same 4.
So,
Niners.
So it's gonna be the Niners. It's gonna be Green Bay, Cowboys, Detroit. That's pretty much gonna.
it. Yeah.
Maybe Eagles are gonna sneak in. I still
You think the Eagles are gonna sneak in?
So I think the Cowboys are gonna be number 1 again, if not number 2, because one of them's gonna get the wild card. That's just how it's gonna be. And then I think that's what's gonna happen on the NFC side, because most of the NFC is just not that good right now. And then on the AFC side, I think Texans are gonna hit that 2 or 3 seed now.
You think so? They did make some moves.
I think they'll be, record-wise, kind of the same.
Yeah.
But I think overall they would be a better team, but record-wise, I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, that's because the AFC South is garbage.
So I think the Texans are gonna do a very good job. Ravens, I think they're still gonna be fine the way they are.
Yeah. They just gotta find a way to get over
I think they just need better receivers.
I will argue they need a better. I don't want to say better quarterback. Lamar Jackson.
Yo. He's my fantasy quarterback.
They need a better passer. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, because he's more of a runner. A lot more of a runner. Didn't he have like the most rushing yards for a quarterback?
I think so.
They won. They needed their passer, or 2. If that game that they lost in playoffs, you can tell they got away from what they actually do. It was just the run game. That Lamar Jackson threw way more passes than he usually does per game, which you can see why he doesn't go that much. And then also just the type of run plays was.
Even then, Kansas City, I think they'll still be the 5th or 6th seed, because I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're that good.
They're gonna try to go for the 3-peat though.
But no, I'm saying, here's the thing. I don't think they're that good. But Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's just
as long as they got Patrick Mahomes.
All they have to do is just get inside the playoffs and let Patrick Mahomes do his thing. Yeah. But
every time we talk about Patrick Mahomes, I just think of his dad. Smoking on a Joe Burrow.
But like I said, Chiefs, I don't think they're going to be that highly ranked record-wise, but I still think they'll somehow sneak in. Because even this year, I thought the same thing. Oh, Chiefs ain't going to do anything.
And they won.
But they got in and went all the way. Because I don't think they're that good, except for Patrick Mahomes. He's fantastic.
Travis Kelce broke all the records for the playoffs. He took him away from Gronk. So.
No, like I said, they're still.
Well, do you think he's better than Gronkowski?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
I don't even think Gronkowski's the best tight end
overall.
Yeah,
like,
tight end
all time.
Shannon Sharp has that title, I think.
No, I say Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah,
you think so?
Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez, Jason Wayne.
I put Tony Gonzalez over Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I can see that. No, it's understandable.
I put Kellen Winslow over Shannon Sharp, the original Kelly was not Junior.
Yeah.
Uncle Shannon needs me on his podcast.
Club Shay Shay. And then also, who do you think is going to be the number 1 seed coming out the AFC this year?
It's a tough question. There's a lot of good potential.
A lot of good teams.
I think it's going to be Ravens or Texans.
Ravens. I would put Miami up there.
Yeah, Miami's going to be really good.
That's the division that they're in, and I think they're going to improve what they did last year.
They did pretty good. I mean, they only lost.
It
was cold. It was cold in Kansas City, bro.
Well, I say as long as Tua doesn't get hurt.
No, that's true. That is true.
And I think he won't.
I mean, he did a solid job staying mostly healthy this year.
Mostly.
Yeah. And then NFC, I think we already said.
I think the 1 seed would be 49ers. I still think we got the best roster.
So I don't know what
be healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about every team. They just gotta stay healthy.
I don't know what it is about y'all. Like y'all change defensive coordinators every few years, but y'all's defense is still
stacked.
It's still stacked.
It's because it's stacked, bro.
Fred Warner's a beast.
Yeah.
And the fact that he said he's basically Kobe. Like he said, he basically dedicated himself to football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as well versed in football like you guys are.
Yeah.
I'm usually better at predicting fights. Can I offer you a prediction? There's not any good fights this weekend.
What's the next Canelo fight?
I don't know.
No. I don't think it's on schedule, right?
No, it's not. It's July now. Though, if he does fight again this year, which he probably will, he's fighting 2 times a year because that's what happens when you get money. You run the divisions. He'll fight in September. So they'll probably announce something along next week or the week after that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go with something controversial next.
What was that?
Yeah, continue. But
what was the controversy?
Caitlin Clark.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I be seeing you reposting stuff about Caitlin Clark. Like, what is it?
I still don't think she deserves to be on. They made the right call not having her on the Olympics. That's just me. They wanted more. The only reason people got mad was, you can get more eyes on women's basketball.
But in reality, Caitlin Clark has outperformed most of the league, especially as a rookie. Now, maybe in 4 years. 4 years from now, she's probably going to be
the GOAT. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
You know how what's the Fever's record right now?
They're pretty low.
They're terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible. But they actually won like 3 or 4 games in a row.
Yeah, last time I checked, I don't.
But no,
a week ago they were like 2-7.
But no, that recent game against Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, or Indiana versus Chicago Star, bro, that game was actually fire. Like very surprisingly.
I was sad after the Mavs, so I didn't want anything to do with basketball anymore. So.
The Mavs disappointed me like the Cowboys did.
Hey, yo, what? They've gone to the Western Conference Finals twice in the last 4 years.
They're still disappointing me though.
The first time Luka had nobody.
I know.
This time
I can't be disappointed.
This time Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving kind of shit the bucket on that one.
Yeah. He just can't play in Boston, man.
No, I guess not.
He's got that bad juke.
Well, now we got Klay Thompson, so we're gonna see.
It's a big sign.
That's not a big deal either. No. Maybe this was like 5 years ago. I wasn't sure.
But also PJ Washington and
PJ Washington really. That's probably the best sign that we've had.
PJ Washington
have had in a while.
Well, also Derek Lively's gonna be in his 2nd year, so
he'll be a lot better.
He's gonna be a lot better.
Got that experience. What was he? The youngest 3-pointer ever in the finals.
Yeah. So Derek Lively is gonna be in his 2nd year. PJ Washington and who's that second one we had that we got from the trade?
I remember his name.
PJ Washington and damn, I'm trying to remember his name.
Either way, the Mavericks going all the way, Cowboys going all the way, Niners lose everything.
Yeah.
Do you think Bronny James should have been drafted?
Undrafted.
For me, no.
Undrafted.
No. Everyone knows he just got drafted because his name LeBron made happen.
Undrafted.
He was drafted. He got a 4-year, like $7.6 million, something like that.
I think it was more than that. I think
he was the 55th pick.
Yeah.
I think they said 2 years ago or last year the 55th pick signed a 3-year option deal and his pay was $650,000.
Oh wow.
You want to be my honest opinion? He shouldn't be playing basketball.
He didn't put up the numbers that he should have in college.
It's not even that. Come back from a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That is true. But aside from that, he didn't put up the right numbers in college. I think to warrant getting drafted.
There's players on his team at USC that were better. That if you were going to draft somebody from USC, it wouldn't be Bronny. It should have been someone else.
Yeah,
for sure.
But like a coworker told me, sometimes college ball doesn't transition into pros, and he may be better in the pros.
But the thing is, that's not what you draft somebody. You draft on potential based on what he did in college. You don't think he has potential to do something better in the pros.
His minutes. He didn't play a lot of minutes either.
Yeah, exactly. He averaged like 4 points a game.
Yeah, it wasn't that impressive.
Trey Lance. Trey Lance literally has less than 100 games ever played.
Yeah,
really?
He literally ever played.
Yeah.
Huh, he still got
and that's why a lot of the history has shown if a quarterback has a certain amount of games played before being drafted, they're probably going to be a pretty good or a decent NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Everyone that's like that one and done, that doesn't have a lot of games played, the history has shown that they have not been good.
I love Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel. Like,
He played 2 seasons.
Baker Mayfield actually just made a name for himself again after, because I thought he was going to be a bust.
Baker Mayfield.
Well, then again,
well, he kind of was a bust,
Yeah.
but he got another opportunity.
Yeah, he got into a great system that worked with him with his playing
That's
style.
what sometimes it is. Like sometimes you just need to go to the right
Systems, yeah.
system. Like Baker Mayfield. Oh, then again, Cleveland's kind of a place where first-round quarterbacks go to die.
Colt McCoy comes to mind.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn also.
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Even Deshaun Watson, like he went to Cleveland and.
Well, he was hurt. He didn't play.
Yeah, but still. Like,
I still think Deshaun Watson may have it.
I think so too.
I think so too.
I think the Browns will make a decent push, but
they just need. Well, it comes from what I heard based on leadership around the NFL. It's just basically like it's a mom and pop show.
Yeah, he talks to every leader in the NFL.
Yeah, totally do.
Like, that's what he does.
Yeah. Based on reports. Based on reports. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that has been another episode of the Coach Ruiz podcast. I'll be back again in another year or so. Go ahead and like the video, share or whatever. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, go ahead and if you want to put your handles out there or whatever.
At Luis Primero _1 Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram at Mark_31_. I don't do YouTube anymore, so yeah.
Yeah, I've never been like a big content creator, but Instagram, so it's cool to keep in contact.
All right. All that will be in the description, including my stuff.